Hi guys. So here is a great way to get your audience to engage with you by creating this graphic and stating all the topics and all the subjects that your audience would want to ask you about. So it's a great way to give them a heads up on a Q&A that you might be doing on Instagram or just an IG live. You might just throw some things at them to kind of get back to you about. It's a great way to just also remind your audience, the kind of things that you do, what kind of things you deal with in your niche. So you can put here whatever you like, but I think it's a great way to engage with your audience. So we're going to dive right in, and I'm going to recreate this graphic in front of you. So what you need to do is, of course, upload the pictures that you would like to use. So here I'm using pictures of Laura and Leonie from Building Beautiful Bodies. And you will paste the pictures into Canva and kind of arrange them so they take up the majority of the backdrop. So you can kind of zoom in and use, just a picture of yourself, or if you have a partner, a business partner, this is a great way to put yours and your partner's picture next to each other, and also remind your audience that it's the both of you that deal in your business. So when you've got your pictures in the middle, what you want to do is create the header and the footer. So I'm going to go into the elements and just draw a square, and then take it down to be a rectangle, just a thin rectangle at the bottom. Of course, if you've used Canva many times before, you might already have all these elements, but I'm just going to show you how to draw them from scratch. I've got my color here. That's Laura. That is Laura's brand color. I'm just going to put it down here and write out my text. For ease, I'm actually going to copy and paste it. You can write out your own website or your Instagram name. There you go. What I'm going to do is also take this pink rectangle and paste it just so that I don't have to draw it out again. I'm going to make it bigger, and I'll make it black because I think a bold, strong header in a contrasting color will work very well. You can write whatever you want here. It can be the name of your business, your name. It can be whatever you want. Be as creative as you'd like. Here I'm using Canvas free font, which is nice and bold. It's actually this Helvetisch. Your name, I'll just make it like that for the argument's sake. Bold, and I'll make it white so that it stands out on black. Now you can have a subheading in a different color. This can sit just in a different color below your header, or it can be on a different type of border. So you can make this, you can copy and paste your footer actually, and make this pink. So this supporting women beyond training and nutrition can actually be also black text on a pink rectangle. In this case, we will actually write out your subheading here, and we'll make it bold. Select the bold icon here, and we can make this either white or we can make it pink. Let's make it pink to sit below your main heading. And now to create this kind of button graphic here, again, you will be copying and pasting your footer. If you've got your brand colors ready, it's just the simplest thing to do. And that will sit below your title and subtitle. And to save myself time, I will also copy and paste this text and make it white. And here you can say ask me anything. And that will live above this button. I can now zoom in and adjust the size of the button, make it a little bit thinner and wider. Position that text a little bit above. Now, of course, you can put, something about an email or an Instagram live, or ask me something in this Instagram post. I thought an IG live wording works quite well on this particular one, and it's something that Laura and Leonie will actually consider doing. So I think that works really well. So again, you can just click into a text block and then write out IG live Thursday at 8 p.m. You can give as many details as you want, and you might want to do IG live in bold and just kind of reduce the line heights just to kind of make everything. Actually, let me select all of this. Select the line height to be just a little bit thinner, because then when it looks blocky, I feel like it's a little bit more effective. So I'll just select IG live and I will actually make that 26, or actually maybe even 30, because that looks a little bit better. So it's good the fact that you can just select the text that's within the box and make that whatever size you want and format it however you wish. So that looks good. You can make it bigger or smaller, but I think the size works well. Now, to create these lines, the best thing to do is to kind of make one that you feel works well and then just copy and paste it throughout. So again, I've just copied and pasted a square. And I'll make this a black rectangle by selecting the black color here, by making it quite thin. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Now I'll be using a tick element that's free. So all you do is you go to elements and you might want to just write tick inside here, and then you'll get all sorts of different ticks here, and it's a good idea to use a plain one where you can just change the color. So this one comes out to be green. If you just click into the color, you can select either your brand color or a white color or whatever you wish. And then I'll just scale it down, zoom in so that I can position it here. And then I'll go ahead and write out a question, and I'll try and keep it within the same font family. So here, if I'm using Arimo, I might actually copy and paste this and place this on top. It doesn't have to be bold, but I want it to all be in the same font so that it looks more professional. And here you will ask your question 1. You might want to zoom out, close this part because now you don't really need it. You might want to ask your question. Ooh, don't do that. Just going to do that again. Question 1. And what you want to do is you want to kind of get it roughly right and in the middle, and position this, to go to the almost the center of your graphic. Obviously your question will be longer. It will be approximately this size. And what you might want to do is just click into the text and make this say 14 size. Works quite well in this particular graphic. Above here, this is 14. Now I'm not going to type out all of the questions. I'm just going to show you that once you have actually made this relatively like how you want it to be, what you want to do is like select everything here by just dragging over your graphic, and then by clicking the shift key on your keyboard, deselect the graphic that's in the background. So I've just done that, and that allows you to actually move this all together. And then you can either, of course, you can draw all these rectangles one by one, but I find that it's the easiest thing to copy and paste it. And then you can just position it right behind, and that will save you so much work. So if you know that you will most probably ask about 4 or 5 questions, you can just go ahead and position your question 2 little graphic just a little bit below the first question. And then you might want to do that again, and then you might want to do that one more time. And if that looks good, you can always go back in and drag these out to be a little bit longer. You just click and drag carefully, and then you can also, reduce the size of your text if you like. If your question is really long, you can position your question on 2 lines if that's, if your questions are kind of long, but I would keep them short because you don't want to overwhelm the graphic with like a load of text. And once you're happy with the first side, what you do is you select everything once again, deselect the background, and I would copy and paste this, and you can put this on the other side if you have 2 people, if you have 2 graphics. But then by all means, if you have one graphic, if it's just you, put yourself in the middle, nice and proud, maybe a little bit on the side. This can, go on the side if you wish, and feel free to make these a little bit bigger. I'll zoom out so you can see, and you can place them in the middle. And kind of experiments once again. You don't have to be right in the middle, you can be a little bit on the side, but the main thing is that you've got your questions nice and strong and looking very graphic-y and professional with ticks. These can also be question marks, or they can be emojis, but the main thing is, it's you, the time that you're going to be showing up, the big text saying ask me anything, and your questions, and of course your brand name and your logo. So I hope you get the gist. This should not take long, and it should not be over designed. It should be quite simple, but I really hope this will help you and your audience engage better. So let me know how you get on and tag me in your graphics.